Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at a math methods external exam question from the 2022 paper for paper 1, I believe, the multiple choice question 3. Now you would have noticed I've started splitting up all the questions into individual videos. The full exam video is still on the channel, link is in the description below. I just thought it'd be more helpful to split them up into individual videos. That way, one, I can go into a bit more depth on each question. And two, if you only struggle with like question 3 and question 10, for example, you can go straight to those videos and just watch them, okay? If you need a Math Methods External Exam bundle pack, the link is in the description below. It'll be very helpful in prepping for your current Math Methods External Exam because it's a pretty hard exam and it covers nearly everything, okay? It also comes with a full work solution and it's about 40 pages long, so you can get a lot of value out of that once you finish all your other practice papers, okay? But otherwise, let's get straight into question 3. So question 3, the area between the curve y equals 9 minus x squared and the x-axis is, and we give some stuff here, okay? So this is done without a calculator. Now, first of all, we want to know roughly what this curve looks like, okay? Now, you guys should be able to recognize that as a parabola, okay? If you don't, I'm very worried for you, okay? So in this situation here, if I was graphing that, let's say I didn't know how to graph what this guy looks like here, because we want to know between the curve and the x-axis, so the graph is essential when answering this question here, okay? So here, if we were graphing this guy here, because of the negative x squared there, we know it's going to be a sad parabola, okay? Now, we also know that it's going to be moved up by 9 units, okay? So it's going to have a point around here, and it hasn't been moved left or right. So if I wanted to double check the y-intercept, so your y-intercept would be when x is equal to 0. So you would get y equals 9 minus 0 squared, which verifies it's 9. So it goes to the point 0, 9. And we know it's a sad face, so the drawing is going to somewhat look like this guy here. However, we need to know what these guys are because they said the area between the curve and the x-axis. So that area is talking about this section here in the blue, which we need those quote-unquote points to set up our integral. So we have to find the x-intercepts. So the x-intercepts on any curve is when the y value is equal to 0. So here, what we do is we go y equals 9 minus x squared. Replace y with 0, so 0 equals 9 minus x squared. I'm going to move the x squared to the other side to make it a positive x squared, so I'm going to add it to both sides. So x squared is equal to 9. Then I'm going to square root it to undo that squared. Now when you square root it, you have to do plus or minus to account for the negative version of it. So x is plus or minus the square root of 9, so x equals plus or minus the square root of 9 is 3. So here we get 3 and negative 3. So negative 3 and 3 are those x-intercepts right there. Great, now we know what that curve looks like, okay? Now, realistically, that shouldn't have taken that long there, but I was showing the full working there with this question here, okay? To find that area, you need to integrate between negative 3 and positive 3. So the integral for your area is the integral between negative 3 and 3 of 9 minus x squared dx. Now realistically in the multiple choice you should know what that graph looks like and you wouldn't even graph it, you would just go straight to this. So if we're integrating 9, you're going to attach an x to it. When you're integrating negative x squared, you add 1 to the power and divide by the new power. So it's going to be negative x to the power of 3 over 3. And the bounds between negative 3 and 3. Okay. Now it's essential we work this out fully here. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of this diagram here because I'm going to need room very quickly. So what I'll do is I'll move this guy up here. And we'll see what we get here. So what you're going to chuck in first is the 3. So wherever the x is present, you chuck in the 3. So it'll be 9, 3 minus 3 cubed over 3. Then you subtract and you sub in the lower bound. So it's going to be 9 times by minus 3 minus negative 3 all cubed over 3. Okay. Again, if you have any questions at all during the video, leave something in the comments below. But hopefully you can see where I've chucked in each of those fellas right there. Okay. So now let's work this out. 9 times 3 is 27. Now here, a trick I would do here is because notice how they're both the same base. So because I have 3 cubed over 3, that's the same as 3 to the power of 3 minus 1. because of your index laws there. Okay, so that would be 3, oh, not 2, it'd be 3 squared, which would give you 9. So this thing here would turn into 9. So it's 27 minus 9. Okay. Here, we get the same thing virtually. 9 times minus 3 is negative 27. So you have negative 27. Here, you're going to have a very similar thing. Now, be careful with the negative signs here, okay? So this here will be negative 9 because if you cube a negative number, it remains negative. However, because there's a negative sign in front of it, it will turn it positive, okay? So here, you're going to have positive 9. Now we can multiply that negative out to all of them. So you get 27 minus 9 plus 27 minus 9. So here we've got to work out, alright, what is 27 plus 27 and negative 9 minus 9? Now ideally what you could do here is just work out what 27 minus 9 is and then times that by 2. Or you could add it all together. But 27 plus 27 is going to give you 54. Negative 9 and negative 9 is negative 18. So 54 minus 18 gives you 36. So whatever 36 is the correct answer there. So C is your correct answer. Is this a hard question in the exam? Absolutely not. If you struggle with this one here, you need to practice areas under curves. And if you're getting this one explicitly wrong, you need to practice basic integration and basic area under curves, okay? If you need a practice external exam, link is in the description below. Otherwise, I will see you for question 4 in the next video. If you have any questions at all on this one here, drop a comment below and I'll try my best to help you, okay?